skip and skip X and bed X share close coach talks coming back from summer. Moving forward on first day of camp, Eric Bacharek / the first 2 weeks of fall camp have given MTSU a chance to size up some of its newcomers, of which there are many 27. To be exact, some are freshmen, some are transfers, but none had appeared in a game for MTSU, with holes to fill up and down the roster. The Blue Raiders will be counting upon some of their new faces to have an impact in 2017. For comparison's sake, MTSU had 23 listed newcomers a season ago and 5 had a significant impact, playing in at least 11 games. Dennis Andrews, Tilly and CJ Wyndham played in all 14 games as newcomers last season. Here are 5 new Blue Raiders who could have an impact in 2017. Maurice Gordon, running back Gordon, a junior transfer from Navarro College in Texas, ran for 903 yards and 9 touchdowns last season for the Bulldogs, adding 23 catches for 201 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's currently 4th on MTSU's depth chart at running back behind Terrell West, Shane Tucker and Desmond Anderson, but still could factor into the mix if he continues his upward trend. He single quote has been a lot better this fall than he was in the spring. MTSU coach Rick Stockstill said, he's still not where we need him to be, but he's a lot better than what he was. He had a good summer and he's had a good camp so far. Stockstill has said that while he hopes 1 or 2 running backs rise above the rest during fall camp, he would not be against utilizing a committee to replace former MTSU running back Idavies Mathers and his historical production last season. We might end up having 3 500-yard rushers, Stockstill said, as opposed to what we did last year. Left square bracket Gordon has the potential to help us. That said, my old coach used to always say potential will get you beat. You go on performance, so I'm hopeful he'll continue to improve and continue to earn his way. West Limestone, Ayla. Athlete Reed Blankenship committed to the Blue Raiders late Wednesday night. Photo, Twitter Reed Blankenship. Cornerback is a senior for West Limestone High in Alabama last season. Blankenship did pretty much everything for the Wildcats en route to being named Class 4A Back of the Year. On defense, Blankenship had 96 tackles and 4 interceptions. On offense, he ran for 311 yards and 13 touchdowns, passed for 874 yards and 8 touchdowns, and caught 6 touchdown passes. Stockstill had high hopes for the 6'1", 175-pound freshman entering camp. His impression of Blankenship so far, he's everything we thought he was going to be, Stockstill said. MTSU has plenty of experience at the top of its depth chart in the secondary, with returning starters in cornerback Michael Minter and safeties Alex Dale and Giovanni Moffat, but Blankenship could provide some depth. He single quote as smart and he's tough. He's shown flashes that he's going to be a good player, Stockstill said. He can help us. Jimmy Marshall, wide receiver who has a receiving core that several websites across the country have pegged in their top 25, even top 10. Still, a slew of injuries last season underscored the importance of depth at the position. Enter Marshall, who has shown strong hands and a solid route running ability through the beginning of camp. The 6'5", 216-pound freshman from Macon, GA. Certainly has the size of an impact receiver. Jimmy works hard. He keeps his mouth closed and grinds, Stockstill said. He's made a lot of contested catches. I think he's going to be able to help us. J. Johnson. Cornerback Johnson was a 4-star recruit committed to South Carolina coming out of Clinch County High in Georgia before he ended up at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. Now, 2 years later, Johnson is with the Blue Raiders and primed to make an impact. He didn't have the luxury of going through spring practice, so this is all new to him right now, Stockstill said. I like his personality. He doesn't say much. He keeps his head down and goes to work. He listens. I've been really pleased with OJ. I really like his attitude. He just works. The 6', 195-pound cornerback had 22 tackles, 2 interceptions and 6 pass breakups as a sophomore at MGCCC last year. He single quote has got a great skill set. He's strong. He's mature, Stockstill said. He's a junior college guy, so he's a little bit more mature physically than a high school guy coming out. He's made plays out here and I've been really pleased with him. Former Missouri defensive end Walter Brady has a second chance at MTSU after being dismissed from the Tigers last year. Photo, Elias Verheyen / the Columbia Missourian Walter Brady. Defensive end off all the MTSU newcomers. Brady is the surest bet to make an immediate impact. His presence alone dramatically alters the look of MTSU's defense. The former Missouri Tiger, who sat out last season due to NCAA transfer rules, Made a name for himself in the SEC with 7 sacks as a freshman in 2015. Simply put, the 6'3", 267-pound junior has game-changing potential in C-USA. While Brady will suit up for the Blue Raiders for the first time in 2017, he's been around the program for close to a year. In that time, Stockstill said the 6'3", 267-pound junior has come a long way. He was okay last fall. Stockstill said, it was an adjustment for him, transferring here, and then he got here late and had to get acclimated to everything. He was just a guy in the fall. He was on the scout team and he had a heavy class load because he had to catch up because he got here late. So he was really just a guy during the fall. But this past spring, Stockstill got a glimpse of his new defensive ends outside. You could see his athletic ability. Stockstill said, he's a good football player. He's really started to bond and develop relationships within the team, which takes time. Obviously he did some really good things at Missouri when he was there. I think he's got a chance to be a really good player for us on our defense.